Hello, dear students. Welcome back. How are you all? I hope you are doing great. I know you must be taking good care of yourself by staying at home. Okay, today let's start with History Chapter 4 Forest, Society, and Colonism. This is the first session. The topics in this chapter are changes in forest societies under colonism, location of Bastar people, Bastar rebellion, forest rebellion in Java, world wars and deforestation. So the first topic is relationship between forest and livelihoods. Forests give us a mixture of things to satisfy our different needs: fuel, fodder, leaves, trees suitable for building ships or railways, trees that can provide hardwood. Forest products like roots, fruits, tubers, herbs are used for medical purposes. Wood for agriculture implements like yokes, plows, etc. Forests provide the shelter to animals and birds. They also add moisture to the atmosphere. Rainfall is trapped in forest lands. Foresters and villagers had very different ideas of what a good forest should look like. The forest department wanted trees which were suitable for building ships or railways. They needed trees that could provide hardwood and were tall and straight. So particular species like teak and sal were promoted and others were cut. The few forest laws meant severe hardship for villages across the country. After the act, that is Forest Act, all their everyday practices, cutting wood for their houses, grazing their cattle, collecting fruits and roots, hunting and fishing became illegal. People were now forced to steal wood from the forest, and if they were caught, they were at the mercy of the forest guards, who would take bribes from them. Women who collected fuel wood were especially worried. It could also common for people, for police, constables and forest guards to harass people by demanding free food from them. Deforestation. Deforestation is cutting down of trees indiscriminately in a forest area. Under colonial rule, it became very systematic and executive. Why deforestation? As the population increased over the centuries and the demand for food went up, peasants extended the boundaries of cultivation by clearing forests. The British encouraged the production of commercial crops like jute, sugar, wheat, and cotton for their industries as raw material. The British thought that forests were unproductive land as they yield no revenue for agriculture produce. Cultivation was viewed as a sign of progress. Oak forests in England were disappearing. There was no timber supply for the shipbuilding industry. Forest resources of India were used to make ships for the Royal Navy. The spread of railways required two things: land to be cleared to lay railway tracks, wood as fuel for locomotives and for railway line sleepers. Large areas of natural forest was cleared for tea, coffee and rubber plantation. Thus the land was given to planters at cheap rates. Changes in forest societies under colonism. Shifting cultivation. Forest management had a great impact on shifting cultivators. In shifting cultivation, parts of the forest are cut and burnt in rotation. European foresters regarded This practice is harmful for the forest. They felt that such land could not be used for growing trees for railways, railway timbers, and was dangerous while being burnt as it could start a forest fire. This type of cultivation also made difficult for the government to calculate taxes. Nomadic and pastoralist communities. Nomadic and pastoralist communities were also affected by changes in the forest management. Their traditional customary grazing rights were taken away and the entry into the forests were restricted. Passes were issued to them which had details of their entry and exit into and out of the forests. The days and the hours they could spend in the forest were also restricted. This way, in contrast of the earlier system that allowed them unrestricted entry into forest. Pastoralists had to lessen the number of cattle in their herds, which reduced their income. Now they were deprived of this additional income. Some pastoralists even had to change their lifestyle, leave pastoralism and work in mines, plantations, factories. Some were branded as the criminal tribes. Firms trading in timber or forest products. Firms trading in timber products were given the sole trading rights to trade in the forest products of particular areas. They made huge profits and became richer. The entire timber and the forest trade passed on them. They became powerful and began to cut down trees indiscriminately. Plantation owners. Plantation owners found that more and more forest land could be cleared for plantation. The British had made it very clear that their system of forestry would be scientific forestry. Plantations. Plantation owners began to reap for profit as the British government gave large area of forest land to European planters. Kings or British officials engaged in shikar. The kings or British officers engaged in shikar found that now the villagers were prohibited from entering the forest. They had the forest and wild animals to themselves. Hunting animals became a big sport for them. Thus, hunting increased to such an extent that various species became most extinct. This is where we end with the first session of the chapter. Very soon we'll come up with second session. I hope you have understood the topics that were explained in the session. As usual, do read the textbook, write down the hard words in your notebook, watch and listen to the video carefully, read the slides carefully. Listen to it carefully so that the pronunciations are clear for you. So, stay home, stay safe, take care of yourself. See you in the second session. Till then, bye bye.